Somebody once told me Zeus was gonna troll me and make me sing this friggin' song. On a week when so much happened, lawsuits and announcements, there's so much to talk about and mark out on. Well, the special guest coming, Meef, he's got something to say about Phantasma and all the news. James is heading out to see Ring of Honor, gonna scream at that Gumby fool. So much to say, so much to rave. We've got to get this song over with. We've got to get to the show, do the chorus, and then we go. Hey now, let's all mark out, because it's Mark Out Mania. Hey now, you can mark out, because it's Mark Out Mania. On this Saturday morn, we are marking out on Mark Out Mania.
Woo! Pedro, you got it. You actually made it through it. Look at you. Fucking smash mouth over here. Look at this guy.
Yeah, I was a little worried about the range, so I didn't fully go for it. But
no, yeah, I know. I was waiting for you to hit that high note.
But welcome everyone to the Mark Out Mania.
What's up, everybody? Double Y, double H in the house. What's up, Paula? How are you today? Thank you for joining us.
And we have a very, very special guest from the MMM show. It is Meef. Welcome, Meef, to the Mark Out Mania.
Hola, mis amigos.
How are we? Meef-A-Mania is going to be running wild.
Meef-A-Mania.
Yeah, man. So what's up, brother, man? How's it going on the other side of the pond?
Tired. I'm not as tired as I usually am. This is work tired, not, oh my god, it's fucking 5 a.m. tired. And after dealing with Byron.
Have a couple of pints and you'll be ready to roll. It's all good, baby.
Midday drinking makes me tired, though.
Hey. I only drink 2 times during the day, in the AM and the PM. That's it. So you're good. Okay? All right. Hey, what's up, Angie? What's going on? Angie's in the chat hanging out.
I'm so happy you're on Meef because, one, I was happy just to hear like your stories because I know you have a lot of stories about Phoenix, who, by the way, may have gotten injured last night in Austin. A little brutal. About Flamita, Bandito, about Mil Muertes, all that stuff. So I was excited about that. But then this week, this whole situation came up. So tell us what is going on with your favorite luchador, El Hijo del Fantasma, Lucha Underground, and all the big developments.
Okay, so in forms of starting contracts, we all know you've all heard rumors about the LU contracts, haven't we, over the years? And obviously, I will never put words in the man's mouth, but I think from what I can read from what's been reported is pretty much. And this is for the class. Well, was it the? I can never remember the American wording for it. Class A lawsuit. What's it word?
Yeah.
Class
A lawsuit. Yeah.
Class action. Yeah.
Class action lawsuit.
The front thing from that is people say they're getting booked everywhere, and Phantasma has worked on Impact and a few other places. It's down to the wording. So in the wording, they are saying, in essence, if you employed a plumber to fix your toilet, and that plumber therefore was your guy, you're going to have that plumber come out and sort your toilet out every kind of whenever you need it. He can never work for anybody else, so you're capping what you can earn. So from working on Lucha Underground, it's something like £4,000, just under $4,000 is pretty much what you can earn because you don't get paid so much per TV taping, and some guys don't even get on TV that much in terms of action or even on the videos. So in reality, I think they were saying something like an indie wrestler can make 50 grand a year, whereas Lucha Underground's contracts on paper are limiting them to £4,000, $4,000. So that's where the problem comes in, because I think Phantasma's lawyer actually spoke to LU when they were writing up the contracts and said that you've got to be careful because open yourself up for litigation? Is that what the phrasing would be? And you're opening up yourself to lawsuits in the future if you use this kind of language. And obviously that's what's happened. Phantasma was not so big secret. I believe was offered a deal to go to WWE at some point, whilst under contract with LU. And but that's a bit of a touchy subject because going back in the form of history books, there was a moment in time where he left CMLL.
Yes,
and they had him on the kind of like hook, and then they cut the line, shall we say? So beware of, was it Trojans?
Yes.
Yeah, but so it's all a bit of a mess with that side of things. But the the main thing is that technically the contracts on paper are saying that they can stop people from working. Now they haven't. He went on to work for Impact. There's other guys who've worked on for Impact, but the people who've come in for season 4 had the relaxed contracts anyway, because that was agreed between season 3 and 4 anyway. I think Eric Van Wagenen was very much a person who drove that to keep the talent happy and keep the talent on board. And I think there was some organisation or something, but I have never from Phantasm himself, but I have heard from people before that his contract wasn't that great anyway, in terms of what was in it.
And that's a real shame too. I mean, I cannot think of anyone in the entire world of wrestling today, lucha, pro, anywhere in North America, who is as underutilized as Hijo del Fantasma.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, there's just nobody that has as much going for him, and it's not like people, make remarks like, "Oh, he's a real dick in the locker room." No, you've never heard that. You've never heard anything bad about the guy. He's got everything going for him, and then but nobody's smart enough to book him right where he is. I mean, I almost really don't blame him for saying, hey, if I could have tried WWE, I would try WWE just for the sake of, Jesus, somebody's got to get it right.
Yeah,
even Impact booked him wrong too. I mean,
fucking Impact.
They misused him at Impact at all. I mean, that was horrible.
The Impact one was they can't afford him. They don't want to pay him what he's worth.
Well, they can afford people. I mean, if they can afford to turn down AEW buying them, they've got money. They're not. Once again, they're not smart enough to go with it.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is with him, he came in, and I've had this conversation with you. There was a few matches, I will say, where he did a lot of spots which were kind of on the corner of the ring apron, taking a rest. They kept on putting him in multi-man matches, which isn't the best place for him personally.
No.
And then when he got in the singles matches, you saw. I mean, there was the one with I hate the guy, Matt Sydal, is it?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then so they had that match and it was amazing. He had several matches when it was singles, and he was really starting to kind of turn the corner there. Towards the end, and then like I said, the thing came up with the continuation forward, and Phantasma said, I think it was just before Lucha Expo last year, and he said like they just they didn't want to pay him what he thought he was worth, and he said no. And they parted ways amicably, and he'd work there again, as he'd work anywhere. But the thing for me that really annoys me is he's the kind of guy who's like, I won't say a company man, like a suck ass, but if you ask him to go and he'd take, you've seen him in his matches, he takes things that he shouldn't have to in his position and what he's really respectfully earned, and he has to kind of take a knee for certain people. They're going to push more. I mean, there was a situation where him and Tejano nearly fucking killed Vampiro backstage when they had just before their mask versus hair match. They had a match lined up, and they were going to brutalize a very beautiful white mask, and they had something planned for it, and it completely got screwed up. And Tejano, I think, backstage tried to kill Vampiro over it, and then it got to the mask match, and the mask match was really good, but it wasn't as good as they wanted it to be. or could have been, again, because of backstage politicking or whatever that goes on there. But the guy, like you said, the guy's got everything. Natural ability. He can wrestle several different styles. He can play Rudo. He can play, Technico. And the most important thing for me, like, anybody should be begging out for him because he's fucking English. It's so good. Pardon my French.
Yeah.
But he speaks fluent English. He understands me, for God's sake, and I type as bad as I talk.
I mean, talking about the Impact thing, the thing that stood out to me the most when he was on Impact wasn't so much the wrestling. I mean, his wrestling is always great, but it was the promos. His promos were fantastic. I mean,
Yeah, but the way he was booked was horrible.
Yeah, the way he was booked was horrible, but his promos were great. And
it's a shame. You know what? It's a shame that in this day and age, all of us finally found a new promotion that was going to be it's the latest rave. It's the in thing. They harken us back to the old days of a combination of ECW and like old school kayfabe wrestling and Lucha Underground. And now it possibly can get people all put to rest. It's all going to get all fucked up over money. And this is sad. It's really sad with contracts and money and this. I didn't get paid for this. I can't get booked here. I can't get booked there. It sucks. It's weak. This is going to give the business a black eye. End of story.
The issue with LU, obviously, am I still here? Can you hear me?
yes.
Yeah.
So I fiddled with things. Not me.
God.
The problem with the LU has always been there's too many fingers. Well, you have to have all the fingers that are there for it to exist. So many fingers in the pie. It's like Justin will always say it's a TV show.
Yeah,
it's a TV show, and the thing is this whole idea of making money. They don't care about making money off T-shirts. They don't care about money of making a wrestling actual promotion or anything like that. They make money off of ad sales.
Well, if that's the case, Meef, if that's the case, then you know what? Act like a real TV show then.
Yeah. Well, the thing is,
once you sell it to the highest bidder, once you sell it to a real network, okay, have fully national coverage, okay. That's when you make your money. Having a syndication around the world, and there it is. If that's the case, if you're going to treat it like a TV show, then actually treat it like a TV show.
Difficult thing there. I pray it comes back, but
I mean, the way we want it to, not another season 4.
No. As Eric has said, flat out said. It can come back, but it'll not come back with kind of him. I think, especially, but like other people as well, if they try and do it on the budget. So the whole issue now is just finding the funding, and what can you get an investor to invest in to make the money in a wrestling promotion that's not a wrestling promotion, because the conventional way of making money isn't there. For them to go, look, you can sell a shitload of T-shirts, you can make a shitload of money. It's not there in essence. So that's the issue with finding investors. You've got to go to hope someone within the company or someone higher up in another company that is got a finger in the pie decides to kind of come in and imagine. But I mean, the thing that kind of has come up, I mean, I think is fall seems to be one thing that keeps on going round and round. Not breaking news, don't do that to me, but just a case of conversations seem to be around that they're still aiming to record or get going in for the fall.
And the thing that's going to hurt LU even more is that AEW is not standing still. I mean, this company is making moves. They're signing all this desirable talent. LU is going to get left behind going, okay, who can we bring in? You can bring in nobody because everybody's gone. It's sad. It's sad.
And that's kind of the sad thing is because they did the right thing in tying up people with the kind of the 7-season deals and all this kind of jazz to kind of ensure that they still had the talent coming back.
Right.
Not screwing over the TV show because, it's like this wrestling. You can become the hottest thing in no tomorrow. Look at Bandido the last 2 years. Bandido's come out of nowhere, left field. Boom. Biggest thing in the universe.
I'll be seeing him today.
Yes. James will be seeing him this weekend.
That's one of the things there. It made sense for those kind of deals to exist, but it never kept on top of it. The breaks from that went on. I think it's a great concept. but at the same time, it's always doomed to fail somewhere unless you'd have to be an AEW. You'd have to be a guy with decent sized money to just turn around and go, you know what? Let's take our time. Let's get it all set up. We'll build a temple on my ranch, and then we'll get it all organized, and we'll just tape for like a month, couple of months or whatever. So you've got the backlog right there, and then you go out and do your kind of touring or whatever.
Yeah.
I think I was talking to Justin the other day, and Justin said something along the lines of what they could have really done, just not even do a touring. I think it was like we're talking about just doing one show a month in LA. That would have been fine. That would have probably kept them going.
Yeah.
All
right.
Yeah.
Let me actually go ask a question. And to everybody in chat too. Is Lucha Underground in serious trouble?
It's always been in serious trouble.
That's true.
No, but is it like that's it, it's over, boom.
Who knows?
Yeah. Well,
The
Lucha blog, when the season 4 ended, the Cubs fan / Lucha blog, he seemed to think that there wasn't going to be any more, and Justin seems to think there wasn't going to be any more. So I have to assume that, they seem to have pretty good reasons for that. So
I'm with you, Melissa. I say we get it done ourselves. Fuck that.
Just possibly actually the most, apart from Byron, because Byron's a mark, but apart from Byron, Justin has actually become one of the most positive people because me and Casey a bit cynical of anything anyway. But Justin's actually become a lot more over the last few kind of months or weeks or whatever. That Lucha Underground's not quite dead in the water.
Oh,
so
okay.
Make of that what you will. Justin is the man to ever speak to, and just ask him a question. Same with EV-Dub. EV-Dub will always tell you if you want to know something about Lucha Underground or anything like that. Message him, talk to him, and he'll tell you.
Sounds good.
Since time has passed, when y'all reflect on season 4, do you think back on it fondly?
Actually, how I look at it, it's an albatross. It's not season 1 through 3. It's not. It's something of a beast all on its own.
It's Grease 2.
Oh no! No!
It's Breaking 2 Electric Boogaloo. That's nice.
It's the day the Earth is still featuring Keanu Reeves. That's what it is.
Oh God,
yeah.
That's
when I throw it out.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah.
I think it's an albatross. I think it hangs around the neck. It's going to leave a bad mark, and
Yeah. But then again,
there were some good moments in season 4, but it wasn't. To me, it just wasn't. It didn't have the same smash mouth, excitement. There you go.
Hey now.
Hey now. Hey now.
No, I think the thing is obviously, I think a lot of people it felt very removed from what it was before. And for me, I said on the podcast when we did our last one with I said it for me became a chore.
Mm-hmm.
There was no matches in there. I was waiting for my boy Cuerno to do some shit.
And, Cuerno was frustrating.
It like the best thing ever, and it's a big season. And the vignette that we all expected to keep happening just happened right at the end of the season. That was it. And I think he turned up for, I want to say 5 matches. That's the thing. I can't even remember how many times he wrestled. I can remember the percentage of wins he got, which was probably 1%. And it just felt like a kick in the balls when it was all over with.
Yeah, I think they dropped the ball. I think they dropped the ball a little bit.
It did serve as a kind of thing, though, if you will, if you take that to the company and go, this is the product we had, this is the product we have now because of the budget, you can see the clear difference.
Mm.
So it could be a good thing because they get comfortable, don't they?
I'll say I've been scared to say this publicly. I've said it privately, but I've been scared to say this publicly. When I think back on season 4, the more time passes, the more I admit how much disappointment I have with the season. And the more I feel a little bit like, if there's going to be a season 5, like, is it going to be the same or is it going to be worse than what we just got in season 4? And I start asking myself, do I really want more then?
Do you want more damage done?
Because I mean, I love this show so much, and if it's going to get progressively worse, I start asking myself, would it be better if it just died?
Take it out back and hit it with a shovel and bury it. And buy the kids a replacement. Is that what you're saying?
But then I want more, though. That's the thing.
Yeah, but that's the thing with it.
You don't want a Frankenstein in its wake, you know.
Sometimes that's better.
You definitely want something that's on par with the first 3 seasons, you know.
Less white people.
Yeah.
Just because that's my rhetoric, I have to get that one out
there. Hey, James, I just saw Camille, the valet for Nick Aldis, is going to be at both of your shows.
Oh,
really?
Yeah, 5'10". She's amazing. She's really nice.
So hopefully I'll get a Nick Aldis sighting, maybe
Might be
today or tomorrow. Maybe. All I know is this. All I can tell you is this. Okay, I got tickets to today's show. I got tickets to tomorrow's show in Miami. And let me tell you something, brother. Okay, I'm gonna get into the face of Gumby, Zach Gumby Jr. Okay, that Stretch Armstrong, Rick Martel wannabe. Okay, that guy is the worst. And he was on my TV last night, the main event on New Japan Pro. Brutal. I gotta sit there watching TV. Brutal.
Yes, NWA World Heavyweight Champion Nick Aldis will be there at the meet and greet.
What?
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
James.
I got the list. Camille, Nick Aldis, Willie Mack, Madison Rain, Gumby, Roosh, Bandito, Marty Skrull, Dalton Castle, Tennille Dashwood, Mayu Iwatani,
yes,
Jeff Cobb, Kelly Klein, the Kingdom, and the Briscoes.
I'm going to see everybody today, huh? Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait.
James, you could get to see the NWA National Title Belt and the NWA World Title Belt.
Yeah, the 10 pounds of gold and the national title. That'd be amazing.
Yeah, I want to take a picture with the Mac and the strap. That's exactly what I want to do.
There you go.
Know? And you know what? I'm gonna have a Mac Weiser with him. You know what I'm saying?
James, so Melissa said before you meet him, talking about Gumby, think of your Lex Rage.
Let me tell you something, Melissa. He's gonna get all my Lex Rage. Okay, that guy's about my height too, so it's perfect. I'm gonna look some eye to eye.
Shit.
He's gonna scream, Luga!
Yeah, I'm gonna say Luga. He's gonna be like, Luga, mate. No, Luga, I'm Zach Saban Jr. No, you're Zach Gumby, you bitch. Come here.
Oh my goodness.
I got 2 words for you. Sell a move. Okay, DK, that's 3, but still. Sell. Okay, this guy gotta learn how to sell wrestling moves. Brutal.
Also,
0.
Also, while I was kind of like looking up, some of the old history of the first 3 Crockett Cups.
Yeah. Zeus, you're going to the Crockett Cup, right? Yes,
going to the Crockett Cup at the Cabarrus County Event Center in Concord, North Carolina. It's saying so far that at NWA New Year's Clash, the War Kings, Crimson and Jax Dane, with Road Warrior Animal, became the first team to qualify for the Crockett Cup. And then Brody King and PCO won a 3-day tournament in the first round and to earn a spot in the Crockett Cup. So that's 2 other teams that we know are going to be there. Nice. So Brody King and PCO, oh my God.
Yeah, I'll be seeing them today too.
Yeah,
I'll be seeing them today.
Crimson and Jax Dane and Willie Mack and Jeff Cobb.
That Crockett Cup is going to be good, man. It's going to be really good. I got a funny feeling, man. It's going to blow the roof off that place. I got a funny feeling I'm going to blow the roof off of Lakeland today, okay? I'm going to get in that building. I'm gonna get in that building and I'm gonna yell. I'm gonna roar. I'm gonna let everybody have it. Fuck the kingdom, okay? It's all about villain enterprises, all right? It's all about Rocky Romero today, Zeus. Okay, I got your Rocky for you. Okay,
Chico a luchador.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. Yeah, gotta tell him. Bring we're waiting on Roppongi 3K.
There you go. There you go.
I saw that one in September last year.
I'm gonna tell him to slap the shit out of Gumby for the boys of Meef-A-Mania. You know?
You saw Roppongi 3K last year?
Yeah, they were in the British J Cup.
Oh, nice.
Which I only went to watch for Flamita and Bandito, and it was in the weirdest part of Manchester, and it was a very strange event. And I walked out.
That's going to be me.
El Phantasmo won it, and I walked out because I fucking hate that guy.
Huh.
He called me dick on Twitter as well, so I'm happy with that.
Who did?
El Phantasmo. His name's El Phantasmo, and I have a problem with
it. That dude. That
guy on Twitter?
Yeah, the complete fake dude. Yeah.
That guy's a walking advertisement for birth control. Get him the hell out of here.
Holy moly.
So everybody loves him in the UK. He's coming from over in Canada, but I kind of made a point of saying about his name. Because my friends find it funny to wind me up when we're at an event and he comes out and I just death stare him. I was like, look, you're going to come up with a name, El Phantasmo. I was like, at least have a look. At least have a look around. See if anything sounds similar. He tried to pass it off as being when he was training for, is it Lantoit, maybe? And it was, his theme tune at the time was, I can't remember the Rob Zombie song. What's it called?
Oh,
Sex Beast. Something in El Phantasmo anyway. So
El Phantasmo and the Chicken Blastorama.
That's it. Yes.
So it was Lance Storm's the remake. They did the remix of that for Lance Storm's ECW.
That was it.
Intro. Yeah, music.
Yeah, so that's where he said he got his name from. And I was like, yeah, but still, if you're going to pick a name for being a wrestler, you want to probably just to go through some checking and
stay the hell away from one of the most famous names in all of lucha history.
Yeah, exactly.
Douchebag.
So I now, for fun, go to every single event. I know he's on the in my El Phantasma shirt.
So you should drop an elbow right on his cranium.
Just walk past him real slow.
I'm not advocating violence, but I'm just saying, like a clothesline here or an elbow there won't hurt. Oops, I'm sorry, he ran into my elbow. My bad. I
catch guys who fly. I catch guys who fly out the ring, but that one I might just have a sprained ankle for.
Yeah. Oops, I'm sorry. Did the floor catch you?
Cover myself with a guardrail.
Brutal.
Let him fly into Meef-A-Mania.
Yeah.
Like Phoenix.
Jesus,
I got a ticket in. I got a ticket in the second row for today's show. Okay, so I'm hoping that Gubby flies out of the ring and accidentally lands in my row because it's a wrap. I'm gonna put the boots through.
I can almost, James. I can almost give you a spoiler that Gumby is not going to fly out of the ring.
Unless he gets thrown. Unless he gets thrown.
Yeah.
He would somehow manage to just tumble out and act mildly annoyed.
Then he'll make a face. He'll be like, "Shit, I have to actually sell this." Oh,
no, he won't. He'll just look. I mean, like in that match against Evil, at one point he gets folded in half, where his head's in between his legs, and he just kind of gets up like, "Oh, this is annoying."
Yeah, he's brutal. Remember that match against Ishii, Zeus?
Yeah.
Yes. Wrestle Kingdom.
Yeah, he totally no-sold that whole match.
Yeah, I think he's hanging around with Suzuki too much.
Yeah, but I like Suzuki. Suzuki's cool.
Right. Well, Suzuki's a badass. I mean, he's been doing wrestling and fighting for 30 fucking years. So
exactly.
He kind of gets a little pass on that.
Yeah, except for Zap Gumby Jr. has been doing it for 30 fucking minutes. Okay, so he should shut up.
Oh God.
Fucking plastic bastard! I swear, I'm a bitch slapper when I see him.
James is not gonna. He's not gonna land on James' lap. James is gonna pull him From
Yeah,
the crowd, just a hand going to come over.
I'm gonna say I'm gonna kick you, and you better sell this shit. I want to take a picture with him, right? And because I was gonna do a sign that says "Gubby sucks," and I was gonna have him hold it, but I don't know if I can get away with that.
Put it on a t-shirt when he puts his arm around you. Take your top off so it reveals the t-shirt.
Yeah, right.
I just would laugh if James is won over at the by the end of the night.
Yeah,
I might get over. Yeah, who knows? I'll probably get over. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, he pretty much should have to rescue a little girl's puppy out of a tree or something like that.
Yeah.
And then the next show, James is gonna be like, you know what? After Gumby, I think Lex Luger's actually all right.
Him too, no problem.
He'll be okay with that forearm. Whoa.
What's up?
But I mean, that Luger versus Nikita match, from '87 or whatever, when he won the U.S. title. That match was a agonizing 20-minute long headlock.
Luger.
It's like one hold, it's a headlock. All right, we get it.
Brutal.
We just keep saying Luger over and over again. Luger, James, Luger.
I'm already getting worked up. I'm already getting hot.
He's gonna murder someone tonight.
You got getting hot.
You gotta take off soon, don't you, James?
Yeah. I'm gonna leave in about 5 minutes. I'm gonna jump in the Amtrak about 30 minutes from now. Okay, I'm already hot. I'm gonna get to the pre-show. I'm gonna be warmed up, ready to go. I stretched. I took my heart medication. I'm ready to beat the shit out of some Gumby bastard. Okay, I'm just ready. And you know what? God forbid he brings that British bullshit Commonwealth fucking plastic, that goddamn fucking toy Fisher Price belt with him. I'll rip that shit in half.
I forgot about your promo on the Rev Pro belt.
What kind of belt is that? That's what kind of belt is that? My God, man! I can make a better belt with crayons and Scotch tape. How we living?
Is it actually anything to do with Rev Pro? What is it? It's nothing to do with Rev Pro either, is it?
I don't think so. I don't think it really does. I mean, it's just another belt for Japan.
Yeah, I mean, I have no clue actually where that was from.
Didn't he defend it against Pac earlier this year, like last month?
What show was this?
It was a Rev Pro show.
Oh.
I didn't see it, but I know I know they wrestled over it last month.
No.
That's how much I know about wrestling. I'm like, what?
Oh,
I only go for the luchadors.
Hey, Meef.
Well, anyway, guys, listen. Before you guys get into it, Meef, I'm so sorry I can't stay for the whole show, but thanks for coming on, brother. I just want to say goodbye to everybody in chat. Have a good rest of the show. Enjoy. I'm off to Lakeland. I'm off to get me a piece of the Gumpster. I'm off to take a picture. I'm going to see Roosh. So I'm going to take a picture with Mac drinking a beer with the national title. I'm going to slap Nick Aldis and take his valet. It's all good in the hood, baby.
And you get to see Mayu Iwatani, too.
I'm going to see Iwatani. I'm going to see everybody. It's all good in the hood.
Bandito. Right, so, you enjoy yourself.
Thank you very much. You guys have a good rest of the show. I am listening to it on the train. Peace out, everybody. Have a good time. Later.
See ya.
Adios.
Be safe, James.
All right, bye, guys.
That'd be great. Quite a lot on the train for going to do wonders.
Hey, Meef, YYH was saying in the chat she wanted to do a shout out to Meef. Let's see, who surprised me with a personalized video from Angelico at DTTI. Thanks, Meef.
Yeah, that was quite fun. That was.
That's the whole thing. Is like if I ever get to meet Angelico, like all I want to do is make a video for Double YWH.
There's rumors that he might be going somewhere.
Oh, where?
So the AEW.
Oh,
yeah. You were talking about it the other day because you're thinking I don't want to get it wrong and kill me. But I can't remember he's living in Europe. But yeah, he's always on things. It's just like in UK wise, he's always on random shows. He's always wrestling in Spain. But yeah, like I like to freak the guys out when I go to events because Jack Evans was over here, and he was. I don't know if he could get his usual medicine, but he was definitely medicated, possibly. And I told him about how I know something. You know, was it Mallory at the temple and all those kind of guys, and he just was like melting. He was like, "Oh my god, I can't believe this." Same with Angelico. You know, you chat to those guys, and if you've ever met any or talked to the people from LU online on Twitter, you mention knowing them, and they just freak out because they can't. You know, it's the big world of wrestling. But yeah, getting him to do a shout out for YYH, and he was so funny because he was just like, "She does better at advertising my gigs than I do." So he does love her and he appreciates her a lot. So,
well, speaking of shows and stuff, you go to quite a few shows in over there, and you got to have a ton of stories about meeting Phoenix and everyone. Tell us some stories.
So I'll start with Phoenix because that's the best one. That's the emotional stories.
All right.
So basically, like when I first met him, he just jumped from AAA, and it was a difficult time knowing what was going to happen. Really, because he was first, wasn't he? He went before Penta, and he was booked over here as Phoenix, and it was just we thought it was just going to be normal booking. Then, like that Sunday, I think it was in the Crash, he came out. And then by the next Friday, he was here. So it was literally no time whatsoever. That was my first ever. I think my first, no, maybe third ever mask. I think I bought, but I think I bought the mask that I bought was literally maybe. I don't know if he sold any at the Crash that evening, but I must have one of the first 5 masks that he sold as Ray Fenix.
Nice.
I bought it off his head, which was the best bit. So he took it, slipped it off, and gave it to me. It's really the quality and the materials on it's amazing.
Oh wow!
But yeah, so that was like literally like days after he'd left Triple A for the in terms of on paper, and then he was a bit nervous, and in England, not many people watch Lucha Underground. There's a few people, hardcore fans, and. The company he was with generally kind of they're like a family company, Southside. They're really good though. Sammy Callahan used to wrestle there a lot. I don't know if he still does, but he was a real big advocate of them because they're the company that don't fuck people about when they come over bookings. They're the company that other bookers try to get to do stuff for free and out of their own pocket. The funny situation there where they tried to say that these guys. I went to a show, or was going to go to a show in Penzance, which is where I live. I live like 300 miles from anything. And basically, like I live right at the tiptoe of England. And basically, a lot of inbreeding. I moved here. And he was due to do a show down here, and they tried to say that the guys had broken down the motorway and they were late and all this other stuff, which they had, but like Southside the night before were like trying to organise it to get them down there because the company was doing it down here didn't want to pay for them to be sent down, and didn't think they had to go pick the guys up. So because they just didn't take that many tickets. Yeah, there's a lot of shady fuckers, as you know, in America anyway. But over here, it's real bad, especially where I live in the southwest. There's a lot of companies which are like folded. And so getting back to the Phoenix thing, he was a bit nervous because not people were coming up to him and buying T-shirts and stuff. I ran over and was like, "Oh my god, that's my shit." Was like, when he asked about the mask, like he said, he was like, "What? You serious?" I was like, "Yeah. I just got some money outside. I'll grab it." So bought a mask off him and like chatted to him after the show and all that kind of stuff and doing it. But the first night he was on, he had a really good showing and the crowd loved him. Went to his table, bought all his merch. So the next day they do this kind of thing where on the Saturday they have 2 shows, like a midday afternoon one for kids mainly, and then an evening show. And like so the second one, again he's a bit nervous. It's his first week out of it. He's trying to make his name, money, and he's wondering about if his career choice is the right choice. And every time he wrestled I think four times that entire weekend that I saw him. And then he went on to do the Sunday, which I couldn't get to, and he fought Pete Dunne, which was
wow.
I've seen him fight Pete Dunne, but I didn't see him that time when it was just a one-on-one match. But yeah, he got standing ovation every time, and every time after a match, people flooded to his table. And then he came back a couple of months later, and we hung out again, chatting away and stuff. But yeah, like I think on the third show I saw him. Basically, he had this match with Sami Callihan. It was amazing, standing ovations. Like thing, he came out of the ring and he's pretty much in tears because he realised, shit, this is actually going to work. So we had a big man hug, sweating Phoenix with this massive man hug, and I was like, I told you it's going to be okay, everything's going to be fine. So we had a little fun moment there. So every time I see him now, I pop into the room and obviously I'm going to buy stuff off him, so he's going to get excited. But generally, he's quite happy to see me, so I'm always happy with that.
That is
We're
awesome.
quite good friends. So yeah, but yeah, he's
oh, sorry.
No, just the thing of he's honestly one of the really good guys, and he has a lot of time for people. And I've seen him reduced to tears by little kids giving him notes. There's a little girl.
Nice.
I was at this thing, and he's having a laugh for Penta, and they're just backwards and forwards. And this little girl came up with a note for him, just saying that he was her favorite wrestler, and she loved him, kind of thing. And he's miles away from his own children and what have you, and he just you could see him welling up.
Wow.
I mean, that's the kind of guy, he's a really, really good guy. And, the thing is being there in that moment of when he jumped, pretty much I think his first indie after the crash jump. So, seeing his transformation from there to where he is now has just been amazing. That's why I always have a lot of time for him. And I have a mad respect for him because, he just, jumped off into the middle of nowhere when not really a lot of people were doing the AAA jump thing, and it was dangerous, really dangerous for his career. And, all the stuff that happened afterwards with the naming rights and Mask Republic having to get involved on their behalf and try and help them out and stuff. So, he's come full circle, which is good. But yeah, he deserves everything he gets, that guy.
How'd you and Ricky Banderas get along?
Yeah, well. Ricky's normal. He's just a guy, Ricky. He's an older wrestler, so we're chatting away, and I did say about Lucha Underground and stuff, and podcasts and what have you, and just chatting away to him about it, and talking about the new season, and saying that unfortunately, I did say to him, unfortunately, 4 wasn't great, and hopefully you get the financing and stuff, and you come back a bit better. But yeah, he's a good guy. Again, he's been around the block a bit, hasn't he? He's seen 1,000 faces. There's some guys you can, like I said, you meet a Phoenix and he's got that natural aura with him anyway. He's he's young, so he's got a lot of energy. It's like Bandido and Flamita are there playing games, and it's quite funny because they're 23, and I'm like an old man to them, 31. Even though I've got a baby face. Andy had another heart attack when he was like, "Oh, happy birthday!" He was wishing me happy birthday at one of the events, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm 31," and he was like, "He couldn't believe it." So that's quite funny. But yeah, when you meet people and they've kind of got you get on with them. You're into the same kind of things or whatever, or just the way they are naturally. So with Ricky was a bit more, he's an older dude. So it was good meeting him though, and getting I got this T-shirt's amazing because it's got an all over print.
Oh.
So it's
I got one of his LU shirts from him at WrestleCade because he's like, "Do you have my T-shirt?" And I'm like, "No, I don't." He's like, "XX," and I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Okay." And he hands it to me. I'm like, "All right." Cool.
Pretty much, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he saw my Phantasma shirt. He's like, "Who's that? Who's the shirt?" He's like, Phantasma. And then he goes, you need one of mine." Yeah, he's a little bit of a hustler, and his masks, I will say, weren't great. The price wasn't too bad compared to what some of the guys do when they come over. At least he understood there's a conversion rate. But, so when someone goes, "Oh, it's a $200 mask," and they go, "It's £200," and you go, "No, it's $200, which is about £160." But yeah, he wasn't charging too bad, but the quality wasn't that great, and I don't like his new mask kind of design.
Yeah, so, with the teeth on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like that.
But I will say fair play to him because he's not a masked wrestler as such, is he? But he was booked as Mil Muertes, and he actually just stayed with the mask on for the entire time.
Yeah, that's how he was at Wrestle Kid. He's like, I think he's pretty much told, just flipped everybody at the LUMGM and whoever the hell else, like, you go ahead and stop me from wearing this mask. I dare you.
Physically, yeah, to try, yeah.
Like, what are you really gonna do? It's like, I had this fucking thing made,
I think the biggest surprise was his height. Because
he's not very tall.
I was like, dude, I'm like the same size as Ricky. I was like, Jesus Christ, we're gonna end up like tag team.
I took my picture with Rocky Romero, and people were like, which one is the wrestler? The big guy, the big bald guy, is he the wrestler? The little guy, the wrestler.
I mean, Vince McMahon would have snapped you up right then and there.
Standing next to Rocky Romero and Jeff Cobb. Yeah,
he's 6'3". We'll get him.
You mentioned Jeff. You mentioned
Marty
Jeff
wasn't
Cobb.
as tall as I thought he was either.
I was surprised Jeff Cobb wasn't that tall. Like when I saw him in person.
Yeah,
because I'm like 5'7".
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then we like stood next to each other, and I was like, "Yeah, but there's pretty much you're like the Hawaiian version of me." I'm fat, and you're muscle.
The Iron version of you.
Yeah, the evolved version, the Super Saiyan version of myself. Yeah.
Oh my god.
But yeah, I think one of the coolest people you get the chance to meet is Bandito. That guy is real cool, super cool.
Yeah, him and Puma King were awesome.
Yeah, oh my god, Puma! I don't get me started. I'd love to meet Puma King. He just seems like I'd just love to just be around him for like an hour.
They have great attitudes. I mean, they were super nice. I don't know what it was. It's something about Puma King without his makeup on. He reminds me of somebody else. I don't know who it is, but
yeah, I know what you mean.
But I mean, he just they were having fun. They had fun. They were interacting with people. I mean, they were quick to get up out of their seats and go take pictures with people, and they love the art I did for them. I mean, they're super nice guys too.
Oh yeah, I mean, like I took Bandito the pop figure I did of him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I'd worked on it for about 2 days. I'd literally just got the kind of mask done, and so I took it. I had to take it to show him because I was like, if I do this, I'm going to make copies of it so you can sell them. You can make money out of them. I'm going to try and trade him.
Yeah,
but like he was like so like, oh my god, and I gave them because it was like their first kind of European, like UK kind of thing, and they were going on kind of a big bit of a tour, and they were doing Wembley on the Sunday.
Oh wow!
So I saw them the Friday they wrestled my birthday, Flamita versus Bandito, which was amazing. And then they were Saturday, they wrestled the Rascals, and then like Sunday they were going down to Wembley. So I was like, that's a big deal. So I brought them Mexican flags.
Nice.
Representing Wembley, and have that kind of as a photo for their memories.
Oh wow!
And those flags have actually got. I think they end up in Japan. I don't know what's happened to them now, but they for the few weeks after that they were going around the entire world. Those flags, so I was very happy with that.
Oh,
but
that's awesome!
It's just things like that. You take, you do that for them, and they pop. They don't expect people. Because it's wrestling, isn't it? People, fans are fans, like pop stars. It must be like ugh, but like these guys are so humble. And they kind of, interact well with you. And at the end of the day, yes, you are buying things off them, but we've all met wrestlers who are, being nice to you for buying things sake, and then there's people who are actually genuinely kind of like, oh, I've seen you a few times, how are you doing, kind of thing.
Yeah.
They're so humble with everything. That's the main thing, like him and Flamita. Because I was getting Randy to negotiate the mask with Flamita the night before I went to see them. And then negotiating with Bandido for his Bowler Night 3 mask.
Ooh. Did you get
Yeah,
that?
I bought that. Yeah,
Oh my god.
You got like 3 of his masks, don't you, Bandito?
Oh no, I got 5 Bandido.
Oh, well, okay, I saw 3 on your account. That's why.
I bought the first time I met him. I bought 3. No, sorry. First time I met him, I bought 2, but I previously bought one, which he'd wrestled CCK in the Crash. I had to have that mask, and it was like a turquoisey blue dragon scale, actual dragon scale as well. So that's amazing, the material. And the colour is amazing in real life. But yeah, like negotiating the Bowler Night 3 was quite funny. And he had the Rey Mysterio All-In mask with him.
Oh,
And I was
wow.
like, I do have to ask you how much that is. And he's like, 900. I was like, yeah. I was very tempted. I was very tempted, trust me.
The mask materials are they're just getting just more and more amazing at what these guys can do. You know, the mask makers.
Oh yeah, I mean, is it Bandido's guy is a guy called Alan Reyes. You can follow. I follow him on Instagram, and he does Bandido. He does a bit of Titan.
Oh yeah,
and he also does a Gran Guerrero. And I've got a few Titan masks pretty much because like the materials Alan uses and the color combinations. The guy knows colors. Like that's one thing that I pop for mainly is materials are great, but like if you get a color like combination. So I think like oh my god, the Titan I've got is the kind of blue, but it's got the material used for the eye bit is like a pearlescent. And it's just unreal. It's unreal materials.
Desperado, he had one the other night on that. You've seen these pillows where it's like you.
Oh yeah.
Where you wipe it one way and it's one color sequence, and you wipe it the other way. And he had them black. Like the base material of his mask was that, and it was black and gold, and so it's like. Sometimes you'd see flashes of gold, and sometimes, shiny black. It was just, I was like, geez, it's amazing what they're doing with materials now.
Titan mask is a sequence. When you move it to get the different. Because at first I thought that's weird. Because first time I saw it was on Aerostars. Mr. Shout out to Marco Avina, my mask dealer.
Oh yeah, he's awesome, isn't he?
Yeah, Marco's my main man. I love Marco so much. He's done a lot for me, that lad. Sending texts to wrestlers because they've worn a mask in a match, and he's getting to be the first person in queue for it for me. And he got me the Phantasma Tejano Aspuestas match.
Wow.
Mask. Well, so I've got Phantasma's blood all over it, and also with some Tejano. But so like Aerosta's mask was like he had it in the red and everything like that. It was beautiful, but I thought it was really weird because I thought, oh my god, like the pattern's weird on that mask. What's gone on there? Why have they done that? And then I realized I went to a shop and I stroked a pillow, and I went, oh shit. Yeah, the penny dropped, and I was like literally in the middle of a supermarket messaging Marco. And it must have been like 3 a.m. Like, I need a mask with sequins. And I got a gold Titan mask and it's got, like I said, pearlescent eyes, and it's just beautiful. But like, yeah, Alan Rez, he also did a Pentagon mask, and I don't know if Pentagon's masks recently have been a bit not the greatest. Like, at one point he's doing really good masks, but like recently, like they've not been the greatest in terms of like, really making you want to buy it. But Alan did one, and it's just absolutely beautiful. So that guy's really, really good, and he's young, and I think he does Stucker Jr. Stucker Jr. got him actually onto the TV show with the Sir Melgo guys.
Yes.
So that was pretty cool.
Oh, that's awesome.
Like I said, Alan Reyes. Check out Alan Reyes. Don't give that guy a shout out because he's pretty good.
Yeah, you were mentioning about Penta's mask quality. I was thinking how often he has his mask torn now.
Yeah.
And it did make me think last week, Psycho Clown, who most of us despise, was
all
on
three of
Impact.
us despise. All three of us. I despise him too.
Yeah, he was on Impact against the Falaba. Is that how you say that guy's name?
Yeah.
Yeah, followed by yeah.
And like
Ah.
for no reason, okay? There's no reason for this to be happening. Like 2 minutes into the match, Ba is like ripping his mask open, and I started laughing because Psycho Clown does this every single match. Like moments into his match, he has his mask ripped open. We've joked on here like he must have some breathing condition.
Like the Triple Mania match. The Triple Mania match where like it's like, why is Psycho Clown's mask even open? It's like he's in it for 3 seconds. What's going on? Same with Penta though. Penta does like the same sport quite a lot, but like at least Penta bleeds a lot with it. But like Psycho Clown masks, I will say one shout. The thing with that is a guy called Oscar Garcia.
Mm-hmm.
And he does all the kind of, you see the backpacks and the shoes by Penta and Phoenix have got done where like it's their faces designed on them.
Oh yeah.
He's the guy who does that, and he does all the a lot of anyway the Psycho Clown masks, and he does I think Raptor now as well, and I don't know if he has done any Dragos, but yeah, Oscar, like you see like again following that guy on Twitter and Instagram, you see some amazing things. He does a really good lifestyle, but yeah, he does a lot of great artwork on the masks when he's doing. I think it's paint, spray paint.
Oh, YYH was mentioning him earlier, actually.
Yeah, they said Oscar's he did the thing for Angelica actually, ring gear.
Yeah,
yeah. So he's amazing with the kind of stuff he does with his airbrush.
Zero said Meef has Phantasma's blood. Meef about to get into the cloning game. Once the zombie apocalypse arrives, Meef sends out all the Phantasma clones.
You make the joke. That's what he's got written in the mask.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he wrote, "Now you can make a clone."
Oh my god!
Yeah, even Phantasma's taking the piss.
Well, that's what you get for being the special operative.
Yeah. Special's the word.
Hey, can't nobody rip on you like your brothers at the MMM show.
Oh god,
they're fucking ruthless.
Yeah.
I don't know who's I really don't know who's worse. It's because Casey comes straight at you.
Yeah.
But Byron will start to say one thing and then he'll completely twist it up and then just slaughter you.
Yeah. I mean, well, the things with Byron is I feel sorry for him because he is actually the butt of most of the jokes.
Yes, he is. He's but a part of a few jokes. Yes,
which is where he belongs. But yeah, there's the infamous DM, and there's 2 DMs now actually involving the heels, and yeah, a lot of abuse goes on there for Byron. That guy can't post much without we turn it into him, looking like a sex pest.
And all the TJ Miller references.
Oh, have you seen the picture of him actually with TJ Miller?
Oh my god, no.
Yeah, he met TJ Miller.
Oh my god.
It's hilarious. Even because TJ Miller obviously was like, "Oh my god, it's me." Yeah. It's the best, one of the best moments ever. I must admit that when I saw that picture. But yeah, but Byron's a good guy. He's all right.
Oh, sorry.
No, just you're okay. Go.
Oh, I was just gonna ask about the MM show. If there's any update on if it was coming back or when it's coming back.
We've tried a little bit every now and again to the way we think about it, and everybody's kind of going through something going on, and like scheduling work, and Casey's like the most mentally busy person I've ever known. That guy's always on it, and he's been doing teaching and stuff. It's just a case of new lifestyle, new work commitments and stuff. So yeah, we're trying, but there's like I said, there's lots of everything's all over the place. So actually tagging us all down to actually do it, or because we don't talk for an hour. 5 hours is pretty hard for us to cut off at. And then you've got Jim who's always out hanging out with Johnny Gargano. So, He's a busy lad. But yeah, the idea is still there. We might come back under a different guise.
Jimmy V's kind of the fifth Beatle.
Yeah, Jimmy's the fifth Beatle, but the prettiest.
Oh yeah, I'm not besmirching the man's game or his looks or anything. I'm just he's kind of the and when you read the cast starring, co-starring, and then it's also special guest star is Jimmy V.
It is special when you get Jimmy on there because that man comes on and women melt when they see him on that screen.
Yeah, so.
I don't know what it is. The guy's just oozes wet floor.
We're definitely gonna have to have you back, Meef.
Oh yeah, I mean when I'm a bit more awake and have more interest. So I did. I was trying to think. Yes, Mill did let slip the fall thing. That was about Lucha Underground. That was Mill. I was like, when are you coming back? When's it going to happen? And he said, yeah, they're hoping for fall. So I don't think it's dead. It's just whatever's happening, and then the court case is that's going to go on for ages anyway. So unless they just go get it over and done with and out of the way.
Yeah, it's we all want to wish James having a great day today. Hopefully everything will turn out great and he gets to go to Miami tomorrow. That looks like a big possibility. So,
and he doesn't get arrested for beating up a Gumby.
Yeah. Let's hope he doesn't get himself banned from any future Ring of Honor. My buddy he said I'll help you turn that my Zack Sabre Jr. into a green Gumby. We'll send that to him.
Oh my god.
Yeah. But this once again another fun show. Pedro, you got anything else you want to talk about today, or any Meef-centric things we need to cover?
Oh, did you tell the Bandito Flamita story about translating for them?
Okay. So when I bought Randy TKD off of Twitter, he's really good friends with Flamita. We travelled to Japan to see him. And,
wow.
Yeah, I was like, oh man, I need a Flamita mask. And the first time I met Flamita, this Manchester show, I bought some masks off Bandito. I was like, have you got any masks for sale? And he's like, oh no masks for sale. Kind of, I haven't got any. And he has a thing. He's more old school, so he wants to have a mask, wear it a bit, and therefore when he sells it at a higher price, but it's been used in more things. So like, you buy a Pentagon mask, he's probably either not used it or he's used it once in a kind of house show, like somewhere down the line. So when you buy a Flamita mask, it's kind of he's used it in Japan and he's used it all over, if you know what I mean.
Oh, wow.
So the price is a bit more expensive. So he comes to England, and I'm not being rude, people ask about masks. It's always a bit of a weird statement situation, because people ask Fenix about masks, and when Fenix was doing masks for £200, which is about $250. Yeah, which you can get cheaper. Trust me, on different nights, and if you pay in pesos for some people, you can get things cheaper. But it is what it is. And people would obviously ask him about a mask and how much it costs, and he'd be like, "Oh, look, it's this much." And it's always a difficult situation to kind of someone asks you about something, you go, "Actually, it's this much," and you go, "Oh, can't afford it," and it puts everybody in a weird situation, if you know what I mean. Or people don't think they're like that much because a t-shirt's $20. So you think, oh, maybe I don't know if $100, £100 would be like a mask, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So and people over here don't understand the kind of stuff that goes into making a mask, etc. So for me, it's massive. He tends to sell them a bit, later on. It's again like the Bandito mask, the Bowler Night 3. I actually that's with Marco at the minute, because Bandito was like, look, I'll sell it to you, but I actually want to use it some more.
Oh,
so
wow.
I was like, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so he used it at the Wembley show, and he used it again, I think in Ring of Honor, or somewhere else. So you pay a bit more, but it's been used in things that you can go back on career wise. And when I was organising the thing for Meter, Randy gets back to me with a price, and I'm like, oh, does he know about the conversion rate? Because it's like, oh, that's a bit steep. It's like, if you do a conversion rate, the price he's asking for, he asks, say, for in dollars, would be like, sorry, the price he's asking for in pounds was like something, it would equal like $600.
Oh, wow.
Okay, yeah. So I was like, look, if I pay him this much, it's what he's asking for right now in dollars, not pounds. I said, because the difference is quite a bit. When it gets up there, when it starts getting to the hundreds, it jumps quite a bit. So I was like, look, it's like if I pay him this much, which is like less than he wants in pounds, it still equals that in dollars. So Randy's going backwards and forth, and it's like we agree a price. So I was like, okay, cool. So I go to the show the next evening, and I'm asking about the masks, and they're chatting away with Bandito and Flamingo, because I literally met them about 2 weeks previously. So they were, oh, we know this guy, yeah, and oh yeah, you're right, man, how are you doing? So, and obviously talking through Randy and Rob Viper helped me out as well with Bandito on the bowler mask, and Rob Viper's the man basically at the end of the day. And
cool, dude.
So there's a lot. So when Bandito and Flamingo are kind of like, oh, this guy talks to him. So you back up the point, because I do go off on tangents, I apologise, was the fact that people generally don't want to buy masks. So they always don't really have masks out and for sale quite that much, if you know what I mean. So when someone shows interest, so for me at the first time, just didn't have any, because he was just not thinking anybody would want to buy one. So I bought this one off him, and it's a really lovely one, and he had it made out in Japan.
Oh,
yeah, so it's made out of materials. I don't want to say it's like a Japanese lame, I think. I'm not 1,000% sure, because I'm not the full mask aficionado just yet. I need more education. But he was explaining about the material, and he'd had it and stuff for 2 years.
Oh man,
2 years. He'd kind of I don't know if he'd worn it several times or something, but he had it, and he really liked it and stuff, and he was about selling it kind of thing, and because he was explaining the price, if you know what I mean, and he explained how he's a bit more old school. He wants to sell the mask earns its price, if you know what I mean, through what battles he's been in and TV, etc. It's been on. So but he's translating it to Bandito, and Bandito is telling me it. So of course that's just funny, because everybody's just stood there kind of watching what's going on. And I'm chatting backwards and forwards. So I'm chatting to Flamita, but Bandito's translating for me, because Bandito's English is really good. And again, if you're a luchador and you can understand me, you've got really good English. Because I talk and I get like a little child at these things, obviously, and I end up going But yeah, so that was cool. That was a cool little thing, because Flamita was explaining about the mask to Bandito to explain to me about how cool the material was, and when it was made and where it was made and stuff.
Yeah, I love these stories about the mask collecting.
I've got I don't want to say I'm probably about 50 in now.
Wow,
and that's not including the cape and the Phantasma and Cuerno ring gear.
You have a Titan's boots, right?
No. I wanted to buy them. I nearly did.
Oh, okay. I saw the picture on your deal. I thought they were you had them. I was like, oh my god, that's amazing.
Yeah, I was giving a shout out for that one. I got Fenix's Venom outfit.
Oh yeah,
and he.
Yeah. That was tight.
He came out with the Fenix, the Venom mask, and I was like, oh my god, I need this. And he was like, I'd say, I'll sell it to you, but I want to use it for the weekend, because I was seeing him for over the entire weekend for 3 days. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I went to Wolverhampton, Manchester, and then to Birmingham, which is not too far apart, but it's a lot of trains.
Yeah.
And I did that and then on the fourth night, it's quite funny. I'm stood in the queue, waiting to go into the event in the NEC in Birmingham, and he'd come out afterwards and he got his Subway with Angelico and went back in. But I was stood in the queue, and then my phone goes off. It's like, hey bro, do you want to buy my ring gear? And I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, you know me, but I was like, how much? So there's this crazy story of me running around this because where it was, it's like on the outskirts of the city, and it's like in a complex. So it's got like a pub there, it's got like food, it's got like a console, and like they hold a lot of gaming expos there. So it's all these big and car shows. So it's all these kind of units, and the wrestling was actually in one of these units. So I'm running around trying to find a cash point, go to the cash point's nearest, closed, out of cash. So I had to run around this entire complex to get cash, and then go and buy these. And Felix had put my stuff to one side, and I was just like getting nervous and just like, oh my god. But yeah, because that was an expensive weekend as well.
Oh my god, that sounds amazing. Yeah, I imagine that it has to be a very expensive hobby collection.
It could be cheaper sometimes, but yeah. Because I like to get the ring worn stuff, and you know it's been in a non-weird kind of way. It's why I've never bought a Hydra mask.
Okay.
Because I'm very tempted. But yeah, it's actually been used then. It's not like, I'm not being funny, but like sometimes you buy a mask and it's not being used and it's the same price. So it's like, what's the point?
Right. Yeah. That's a valid point.
So you might as well have something that's used. It's been on TV. You've seen the match. Like again, I've actually bought 2 Fenix masks. One I bought and he was like, "I'll wear that in the match tonight," and then the other one I bought like literally after the match. So I ended up like walking around a town with 2 sweaty, dripping masks.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I mean, just I used to buy a lot of soft vinyl toys from Japan, like the Godzilla toys. I have like a ton of them, and that got too expensive at some point. But so I made myself stop. But hearing about that sort of collecting stuff, you're like, yeah, like sort of the old Jones, the sort of start digging in, like, ooh.
Well, I think the thing is that's saved me money is Phantasma loses his mask. So since he lost his mask, my spending habit has actually curved down quite a lot.
and you know that was another piss poor booking job into a shitty match. You know that they really just wedged him into and ended up being the fall guy. And the only good thing that come out of that was when his son gave the throat slit motion. Yeah. Man, I was like, this kid's gonna be somebody someday. Because he's already talking about slitting throats, and he's like 9 years old.
I mean, it wasn't Psycho Clown, because that was the one thing that I was so scared of. Psycho Clown taking his mask. I was like, anything. I was like, if Penta, because I was supposed to seeing Penta a couple of weeks after, and I was like, please don't. If Pentagon takes Phantasma's mask, he's going to take the piss out of me. Because he already takes the mick out of me when he sees me about Phantasmal. So
you haven't got to see Phantasma live yet since he lost his mask, have you?
I haven't been ever to see him live.
Oh, that's right. He hasn't made it out there yet, has he?
Well, no, the thing is I got into like LU and everything like that, and he wrestled over here with El Hijo del Santana, and AAA came over, Psycho Clown, Tejano, all these guys. I'm sure Tejano was there. And he actually wrestled in the UK. And I didn't know about it. I don't know how I didn't know about it, but like I found the information like literally as it was happening. Like I had like maybe a couple of hours notice to get to London, and it's like London's like a 7-hour drive. And it's like, yeah. And it was honestly like the biggest like going thing ever.
Man.
Well, here's hoping.
Yeah,
I'm sure you'll get to see him someday.
I'm either going to do Expo Lucha or I'm going to go out to Mexico.
Oh, that would be awesome. Because everyone who goes to see shows in Mexico seem to really enjoy it. So,
yeah.
Well, this has been a great show. Thank you so much, Meef, for coming to the show.
It's been a great day. I mean, I feel like I've been just a guest on the Meef show.
Yeah. I've never done this much talking.
I know that the assholes at the MMM show. They should really take a cue from us. We have more Casey than they do, and now we have more Meef.
Yeah, true.
I really enjoyed the the stories and all the stuff about the masks and that you dropped a lot of knowledge on us. So thank you very much.
I also have to say that Casey really loved coming on here. And Casey saying he likes a podcast is a big thing when he said he likes you guys because he doesn't like things. And he fucking hates certain podcasts. Twitwow, I'll say it now.
Casey was a great guest too. He dropped a ton of knowledge on us
Casey
too.
back for Ninja Day.
Yeah, we do plan on doing a ninja movie podcast in the future.
And you do it on the best. You do it on the best time of hours for Casey. To be honest with you, I think so. He, like I said, he really loved being on here, and he said when he done it, he was like really happy. I was like, you know, him coming off that and said he was really happy with it. It was really good.
That's awesome to hear.
Well, I want to thank everyone in the chat room for coming by.
Hey, J-Bone.
Yeah, J-Bone's there.
Hey.
Shout out to YYH, Zero, Melissa, Angie,
Not the Zero.
Paula, who was here earlier. Also want to do a shout out to Bye Lucha because
he's awesome.
Well, not just because he's awesome, but he's been sharing some of the really good stuff, the manga, with me to check out, and I've just been binging some fantastic stuff the past a week or so when I have time. And a big shout out to him because he keeps me plugged into the super good manga to check out. But that's it. Next week we'll probably get a report on the Ring of Honor stuff from James.
Jiggy James.
And we hope he's
incarcerated.
Yeah, if he's not incarcerated.
Yes, let's hope. Yeah, let's everybody cross their fingers.
And so shout out to James too. We hope you have a great time, and we'll see y'all next time. And adios. We sound